Hey!
All-Stars!
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Heavy Leather Topless Dance Party. By the way, this is our 50th episode. 50 times we've done this. Let me introduce everybody. I am the world-renowned rock writer, sleaze grinder. To my right, the peaches to my herb. It's Elsa Riot, everybody. And to my left, I don't know how dangerous. I can't gauge how dangerous these guys are. They're probably pretty dangerous. They are the Heavy Leather All-Stars.
That's it. That's what you want to hear. Thank you.
How do you decide who's an all-star? How do you get into this? Is it a blood in,
We got
blood
a letter.
out?
You got to bring drugs.
Okay, all right, that makes sense.
Done.
We
What
got
next?
a letter. That's it. Look cool.
Big, beautiful. You look great. You sound great. Long live the Heavy Leather All-Stars.
Long live Ken.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to scream into the mic there.
Hey now.
Big show this evening. Boston's newest death rock sensations, Sisters of Shaddowwe, are here.
Yeah.
Take a look. You guys take a look at them. Wow, look at them. Also, funny lady Nichole Auclair is here. She might also be a death rocker. I don't know. I'll ask her. But also, goth puppeteer Doc Foster is here.
Those are two words I never thought I would hear directly next to each other.
Me either. But can I tell you something? I have always been a big fan of puppetry, and now we got one. And by the way, it took me a whole year to find a puppeteer to make the scene here on
It'd be easier than that.
Heavy Leather
A
Show.
special
You would think it would be
50
easier than that.
indeed.
They're all over. They're knocking on our door.
Also, in general, how do you feel about puppets? You into them, or you?
Very lukewarm. We'll see.
Really?
We'll
Okay.
see
All right.
We'll
We'll
see
see.
what happens later. That will either put me on one side of
Right.
the fence or the other.
We'll see if the good doctor changes your mind.
Yes.
Hey, can I point something out before we continue? If I can get a camera over here to this. Look, we're trying to move some merch over here. Somebody, look at this beautiful. We have these beautiful Heavy Leather Topless Dance Party T-shirts for sale.
Beautiful.
Look at those
Ooh.
things.
You can wear a
Fantastic.
top.
It's
But channel toplessness.
right. You
All
can.
it was.
I
You
do
get one of
somebody
those
who's wearing one
for the
of those.
low price of
So would I.
$15, and you get Strange Fuzz buttons. We really got to move some merch.
I'm gonna
so,
need one of those.
So, Stace, put it up there on the thing. Tell us where to find it. HeavyLeatherForever.com, and you can get all of the T-shirts that you could possibly want.
We should play the website song.
I'll wear one later. I'll tease it.
Oh yeah,
You
fantastic.
can see just how great you'll look in one of those T-shirts. Not as good as me. Sorry.
Yeah. Is this mannequin selling it? I think so.
I don't know. It's hard to tell without a head or arms or a lower body.
I was
She
thinking,
looks all right. She looks content.
does she need like a werewolf head or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Next time.
I'll get her- I'll get a
Cool.
werewolf
Great.
head. All right, everybody, we're gonna get right to it. I am very excited for you guys to see this band. I saw this band earlier this year at what you call the First Parish Church. That's in Cambridge. Here's what I want to say. By the way, also today this show is the coldest it's ever been when we've been doing one of these
Boston?
shows.
Ever?
And can I tell you something? No, when we've been doing the show,
It's pretty cold.
it's like 10 degrees outside. And let me tell you what, this is easily the coldest band in town.
It's chilly in here
I
already.
mean, just look at these people. They don't get any icier than this band,
Why do you think I'm dressed like a snow bunny?
right?
Oh, we
so
thought it was
I-
the other kind of snow.
I
bunny.
saw these guys at the First Parish Church earlier this year. They opened up for a band who offered up a cup of fresh menstrual blood. Remember that? You guys remember that? That was incredible. And they just blew me away. And you're gonna love them. And here they are. And we're gonna do some goth dancing too. We figured it out. We figured it out, right?
Right.
Yeah.
We watched the video. It's
This
gonna be great.
afternoon.
Here they are, everybody. Sisters of Shadow.
begin a dancing beat the fire. Want you to get in again. Alone, 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 alone. Listen. Oh, wants you to begin a dancing beat alone and loud again. Alone, 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 a dancing beat. Scream into the night. Again. Alone, alive, alone. Scream into the night. Listen. Oh,
Sisters of Shadow, everybody! Incredible, so grim, so morbid. All right, sisters, come on over here and let's unpack this and see if we can figure out what's what. By the way, every time that I've seen them, it's been in the dark, and even here on television, they're on in the dark. I love it. That's what you call death rock. You know, they have a new demo coming up. By the way, it's called Demo 81, as in 1981. Elsa, what do you remember about 1981?
Jack shit.
Okay, all right.
Too many drugs.
Does anyone? Hey, Chris, what do you remember on 1981? Anything?
I wasn't here.
Damn it.
Dude, I was haunting the cosmos at that point.
God damn it! Was I the only one around in 1981?
What were you doing?
I was 13, which is, by the way, a terrible age to be.
That's a menacing age.
No one should ever be 13 years old.
Bad stuff at that age.
It's the worst. Thank you, Sisters of Shadow, for being here. Well, number one, this is what I told Jen when I saw these guys the first time. I hope, first of all, I hope they start I hope they start a whole cult, and then I hope they all start dressing like Sisters of Shadow. How great would it be, Elsa, if the kids started dressing like Sisters of Shadow?
Amazing.
Then we'd really have something going.
Yeah, right?
Whose idea was Sisters of Shadow?
It was the Green Man. He came to us in the night.
Okay. All right.
Three of us had the same dream.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Ominous, I love it.
It's a Green Man. That's what kicked us all off.
You argue with the green man?
You have
You
it.
don't argue with the Green Man.
How could you?
He comes to you in the night.
That's scary.
I
I'm so off guard.
Yeah.
Did I do something wrong that I've never met him before?
You
I
might.
think another man comes to you in the night. Oh, this thing?
The
I'm not talking into the mic.
topless cop is giving us, some advice about
How
TV.
dare he?
He looks damn good.
Ah!
Dude, I don't want to write you up for a citation. Just a quick talking
Hey,
to the mic.
hey, Johnny B.
They're telling me that in the booth.
Johnny B. Where were you in 1981?
No, I did purple microdot mescaline for the very first time in 1981. I was 14 years old.
Yeah.
Cheers for Johnny and mescaline.
Wait, was that the same year? Was that the same time that you lost your virginity and crashed your car?
No, that was.
Come on, go ahead. Tell the story.
I was
Right
gonna
now.
say, what a
That
night.
was 1984. I lost my virginity, went home, got on my bicycle, got stoned, drove to the cemetery, of course, and I was driving down the hill with no hands. And a friend of mine came out and with a stick and ran in front of me to play chicken. And I went over the handlebars and broke my collarbone. Kind of.
That's fascinating.
Such
Fantastic.
a roller coaster.
Good for you, man.
Totally. What? First time for each.
Right?
What a day. What a day. Hey, so I've seen you guys at the First Parish Church. I've seen you guys at the Elks Club. What's the proper venue, you think, for Sisters of Shadow?
Probably a cold, dark stone chamber.
Yeah.
In a church?
No, in the ground.
Okay.
Oh, in the ground. Okay.
Yeah.
Like a tomb or a mortuary kind of situation.
Yeah, that would probably be ideal.
Does
Okay.
this room have entrances or exits? Okay.
There's a door
Yeah.
to the underworld.
Right.
Amazing. So it's like a one-way.
Ticket to
You
hell.
have to. Okay. Amazing.
You had some.
You have to access the underworld first before you can be in this room.
Yeah. You had some. You had some candles lit over there. That usually denotes a ritual of some kind. You have a song, of course, that's called "Ritual." Tell us, what can you tell us about the ritual? What are we going to get out of it? Is it a hex? Is it a blessing? What are we doing?
I prefer to think that people should consider our music the soundtrack of their funeral, their living funeral.
All right.
Wow.
Old.
That's intense, man.
That's cool.
All right, so tell us about musically. Tell us where you guys are all coming from.
What?
Musically. Yeah.
I don't know. I like Bauhaus, Asylum Party. Like influences?
Yeah.
Yeah, Asylum Party, Funeral Parade, which is like from the 80s.
Nice. By the way, did you just buy a motorcycle?
What?
Did you just buy a motorcycle?
Yeah, I got one.
She just got a motorcycle, everybody.
Awesome.
Ready to die.
How did you know that, Ken?
I saw it on
Yeah.
Facebook. She got a motorcycle.
Ah, okay.
What kind of motorcycle is it?
It's a CM 400 Honda.
Incredible.
The purple one, yeah.
Incredible.
I guess we're like there's not a lot of bands here in Boston that have like that goth sound.
Right.
So, we definitely have an old school type of vibe going on. Yeah.
There used to be, can I tell you something? There used to be, and Johnny B can attest this, there used to be a whole scene. Not only was there a scene, there was clubs. There was Man Ray, and then there was Ground Zero, and there was a Cage, and there was just like all these cool, all these Access. There was all these like cool goth bands and goth people. I don't know where they all went, but here they are right now.
Yeah,
This
some
is
of them
it.
are right here.
This is it. What would you say is the proper response to Sisters of Shadow when they're playing? What do you like to see people doing out there?
I would love to see people crying and cutting themselves.
Oh, nice.
I like dancing.
Dancing's good, but also weeping and dancing together.
That would be perfect.
Oh, that would be.
Any
We can meet somewhere in the
incorporation.
middle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Like-
just sullenly reflecting on
So
the
you-
dimness of life.
Right. So what you're hoping
That I
is
can do.
the music's making them dance, but it's getting to them deep inside, and maybe they're accessing some emotions from somewhere way back there, and you're bringing it up. And then there's tears. I like it.
That would be
I think
beautiful.
I think the whole thing is fantastic. So you're working on. Well, where are we with the demo? Is it happening? When's it
Demo's
happening?
here. I brought you a copy.
You did? Oh my God!
Lucky you.
What?
Handmade by.
I did. I made them.
Should number that.
Oh, it's numbered.
I did.
Edition.
Oh, it's numbered. How many?
Yeah.
13.
30 of the handmade, a hand dyed, hand stamped,
Okay,
and then 70 that I like printed out a drawing that I did.
that's amazing.
That's so cool.
And we're doing CDs because they're better than tapes.
Let me ask you this: you have Sisters of Shadow has 2 D's and 2 W's.
Yeah, as many as possible.
Yeah, let's talk about that process.
That's the old spelling of the word.
Oh, it is
Yeah,
from when?
from when I was born.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Is there like a different pronunciation with the extra D's? in it?
Shadow.
Okay, just
Sisters
Shadow.
of Shadow.
So if it was just 1 D and 1 W, it'd still be the same.
I hear a slight difference.
Okay. All right. Good. Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Jen, let's do it again. Let's do first. First, I'm gonna ask you
So-
Sisters of Shadow, just 1 D.
Yeah,
and,
like
and
a
1
layman
W.
might say Sisters of Shadow.
Right,
And then
okay,
someone
now-
who wanted to speak as the old ones did would say Sisters of Shadow.
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 I love it. Can I tell you something? This is my new favorite band. Sisters of Shadow, everybody.
Shadow. Woo!
They will have more. Thank you, Sisters of Shadow. Well, they will have more music for you later on. Okay, see, go back, Sisters of Shadow. Go back to your dark corner.
Go back to your dark,
By the
dank
way,
little basement corner.
by the way, Jason, great job with lowering the lights for the great Sisters of Shadow. It looked awesome. But now it's time. We have to pivot a little bit, Elsa.
Been
because-
doing that since 8:30.
And
Feet hurt.
yeah. check out the boots today. How many inches we got on those things?
I don't know. Enough.
Incredible. By the way, how was your Christmas, Elsa, right?
Oh, it was quite Christmassy.
She did get the beef Wellington.
I got the beef Wellington, but not before I had to pack my Honda Civic up with 4 humans and 3 animals.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it was a feat.
Wait, what kind of animals?
2 dogs and a cat.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I was kind of hoping alligator or something, but
Oh God, I don't. You want us to crash on 91?
maybe it's a trained alligator.
Ah, I like
Anyway,
that one.
here we go. So it's time, everybody, for a little comedy. This next performer made me realize that I didn't know how to spell Nichole. I went through my whole life thinking that I knew how to spell Nichole.
How's this with a lot of weird spellings? Oh, Nichole with an H.
I tried tagging her post about the show, wouldn't work until I realized there's an H in Nichole. Maybe not always, but certainly this time. No matter how you spell it, she's going to make you laugh, everybody. Here she is, the great Nichole Auclair.
You done? No, I'm just kidding. So, guys, I took the train here. It was really heavy. All right, same punchline, different setup.
Okay.
Last weekend, I held up a bank. It was really heavy. Okay, same punchline, different setup. It's just 5 minutes of this. Hope you guys like it. This morning I got cream in my coffee instead of milk. It was really heavy. I have a lot of really strong, passionate views on a lot of things. Like, how many kids have to die before I'm not allowed to babysit anymore? I like to refer to my boyfriend's penis as my interior decorator. Love what he's done with the place. A lot of neutral colors. I think if Rosa Parks were retarded, she would have enjoyed a much shorter walk to the back of the bus.
Oh boy.
When I was younger, I trained my vagina using Pavlov's dog theory. I had to change my underwear every time I watched Saved by the Bell. It's a thinker. Guys, I hate backseat drivers. They're always like, slow down. This way's shorter. You shouldn't mix Ambien and Fireball. So annoying. I have a cat, obviously. He has FIV, which is like HIV, but for cats, so it's adorable. You know, the hardest part about having a cat with FIV is putting on those little tiny condoms. My jokes are relatable, you know. Hey, do white trash kids get afraid that there's a monster truck under their bed? Just a thought. Just a thought. I met an Asian lesbian once. That was just the setup, guys. Come on. We called her the Chinese finger trap. I have more than one friend on Facebook tracking their taco sobriety. That's a thing. Do you think at like 30 days they get like a 30-day tortilla chip? It's an AA. Yeah. Anyone go to AA? I should. It is so frustrating watching someone try to find the end on a roll of duct tape. And you're just sitting there like, no, please don't hurt me. Little bondage for the kids. I think my friend's cat is transsexual. She's always wearing a tuxedo. She's a tuxedo cat. How much? Oh, I only have a few more seconds left. Good. Guys, sometimes when I'm drinking tea and I have to move the tea bag string to the other side of the cup, I just pretend that it's graduating. Is that what it is? I've never graduated college, so I don't really know. Obviously. So I'm 29. I still do dumb things. Like the other day I tripped and I got poked in the eye with a hanger. And I was like, that hasn't happened in like 30 years. I think that's my time.
Nichole, Auclair, everybody!
Thanks.
Oh my God, there she is, everybody. Nichole Auclair. Do you have a microphone? There's a microphone for you.
Oh, there's one.
First of all, number one, I heard her interior decorator joke before, and I don't know if I understand it. Can somebody explain it to me, the interior decorator joke?
Beats me.
Okay, all right. I'm sure it makes sense. I just don't get it.
Semen.
Oh, semen. Okay, all right. Here's what I want to say to you. I enjoy your Facebook. You have some good zingers on your Facebook. And here's one thing that I wanted to ask about. I wanted to ask a couple things of things you wrote on Facebook. Some kind of nut fell out of a tree, and you said it smelled worse than the jizz trees in Philly.
Oh, yeah.
And
I'm from Philly.
I really wanted to
Yeah.
know what the goddamn. I didn't know that they had jizz trees in Philadelphia.
There's so many jizz trees there.
They smell awful.
Oh, they smelled like so much semen.
Yeah. I didn't even know that semen had a smell. Well, I smelled the trees before I ever smelled semen. I grew up there, okay?
What are they? What is it? What is this?
I didn't grow up there, so I went in knowing the smell,
Okay,
and I was like, oh, that's it.
Wait a minute. So there's the actual tree, or some part of the tree, or what are we talking about here?
I think it's the blossoms.
The blossoms
Because they
smell
all
like.
they all fall into the ground, and then people step on them on the sidewalk, and they just like release all the. Ugh. They're just take our word for it.
Semen trees, everybody,
It's
in Philadelphia.
real. It's real. Back me up, Philly.
I'm glad we don't have those here.
Do we? I guess we.
I think we do.
No,
Yeah?
I don't think they are.
Something like
Really?
that.
Not like they don't have.
Does anyone
jizz
know
trees
the
here
actual
like they
name
do
for
in-
them, or is it just jizz trees?
Also, a few weeks ago, you mentioned that you never received a dick pic, which made me think you were going to get flooded with dick pics after mentioning that.
Did not.
Still no dick pics.
Didn't mention that.
Still no
Oh.
dick pics.
Is that a source of pride? 29 no dick pics, or is a source of shame? I can't figure out these
Makes me feel
modern
bad about
days.
myself. It just really.
I see so many people in this room who would be willing to help you out. So many.
Oh yeah, this is Dick Pic
Alright.
Central over here. So
You're allowed to decline though.
also
Nicole.Auclair@gmail.com.
if you want to send one, go ahead. If you want to be our first, it'll be nice to be your first. It's always nice to be somebody's first something.
Yeah.
Also, you stayed at somebody's house and you couldn't find any salt, but you did find a can of quail eggs. So first of all, why would anybody have a can of quail eggs? And secondly, did it make you think any differently about the person who owned the quail eggs?
See, I don't know why anyone would have quail eggs.
Me
In a
either.
can, no less.
Yeah.
canned
Eggs in a
quail eggs?
can.
Were you like, hey, what is this can of quail eggs?
Yeah.
And what they say?
He's on a keto diet or whatever. I don't know. That was his excuse.
What is a keto diet?
It's when you only eat quail eggs.
Okay, jizz trees,
And
jizz trees and quail
Philly
eggs.
jizz.
only jizz trees.
According to the internet,
Yeah.
the jizz tree is called a calorie pear.
That definitely doesn't sound right.
A what?
Oh, what? Yeah, repeat that.
Calorie pear?
Okay.
Oh.
And also let's mention this. This was something that happened to you, and that maybe you could fill in some details. Phone got stolen at the bar,
It did.
right?
Yeah.
Got a ride to the vague find my iPhone address. This is pretty exciting. This is like a detective novel.
Yeah, it was.
Knocked on the door. No one answered. Went to the next one. A dude who was at the show, at the comedy show you were just at, he answered. And you acted like he had found your phone, even though he stole your phone.
I tricked him.
You were like, thank you for finding my phone.
I was like, oh my God, you found my phone. You were the best.
That's actually genius.
It was, yeah, and my friend was standing about 100 yards back, so he didn't get, like, destroyed or anything. I mean, I could have gotten murdered.
Yeah, you could have gotten murdered. So
but
first of all, number one, very brave for taking this
so
on.
brave.
So brave. You got there. You tricked him. He felt bad. And
did he feel bad?
Yeah, did he feel bad? First of all, did he look like a guy that stole your iPhone?
Absolutely. He was at the bar, and one of the comics that was on my show bought him a drink, and he was sitting with us. So, yeah, he was.
Oh my God.
He was a fun guy. But he either thought that he was the biggest hero in the world and that I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Or he was like, guilty.
Or maybe you made him think that he actually did find your phone.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wow. That's incredible.
Those
are two pretty good. Those are like good scenarios. Those are good outcomes to have in this situation.
Also, and I thought this was a great idea, I'm about to knock on some random doors and make people feel really uncomfortable for not remembering me, and then get some free presents. This was obviously something you were going to do at Christmas time.
Yeah. My dad texted me and said, hey, you're not actually doing that, are you? And I was like...
You didn't do it?
It has to work sometimes. You just bang on the door and then, like, oh, yeah. Because honestly, I mean, I vaguely know a million people. So if they came to my house, I'd be like, oh, I would pretend that I knew them for sure.
I'd definitely be like the guy who found your iPhone. I'd be like, yeah, sure.
Of course. I'd just give her whatever's under the tree.
Yeah.
Take it
Basically,
all,
I'm really
please.
good at being deceptive and tricky, so that's my thing.
All right, we got a puppet guy, Nichole. So we got to say goodbye to you for now, but we'll talk to you in a little while. There she is, there. It's the great Nichole. Okay. By the way, Nichole, how death rock are you? 1 to 10.
7.
7. She's 7 on the death rock scale, everybody. So we are really doing well tonight.
Wow.
Yeah, you can get them go over there, and then we'll see you in a couple minutes. Listen, everybody, I love puppets. I'm not gonna.
Us too.
Yeah.
We love puppets.
I think deep
we didn't
down
tell
you all
up
do,
front.
everybody.
We love puppets.
And we're gonna find out just who the puppet fans are in this room, because here he comes, everybody. It's Doc Foster.
And I've been asked to share with you all a bedtime story. Oh, thank you. This is making me uncomfortable. So put on your jammies, pull your covers up tight, because things are going to get very strange. Stranger. Let's see here. How shall I do this? Oh, I know. Nice long cord. Perfection. So this is a story about a little boy who desires warmth, love, and companionship, like all children do. Oh, put on my reading glasses. Much better. Our story begins a long time ago, out in the country, in a stately chateau. Who lives there, you ask? Let's take a peek. There's Mommy and Daddy, both regal and bleak. A handful of helpers, maids, butlers, a nanny, and the clan's matriarch, dear morbid old Granny, with her dog, Mr. Hinckley, a mean cocker spaniel. And finally, our lead, a young boy named Daniel. Daniel was small, pale, sickly, and meek. He wasn't too bright. He was fragile and weak. Paranoid, cowardly, indecisive, and shy. To say Daniel a pushover would be far from a lie. there in his room, alone, every night. Daniel hadn't a friend or companion in sight. What of his mother and father, you ask? Surely they show him love in which he can bask. Alas, 'tis not true, and I'll now tell you why. His father, a drunk. Mom takes pills with a sigh. Their vices began on the day of his birth, along with great disappointments. No jollies or mirth. Now back to sad Daniel, awake in his bed, awaiting a hug or a kiss on the head. Well, he wasn't the brightest. He wasn't that dumb. In his heart, Daniel knew neither likely to come. But wait, what's this? Footsteps coming fast down the hall. Eager and ready, Daniel sits straight. He sits tall. His mother opens the door slowly, and in peeps a face, while Daniel prepares for his mother's embrace. She enters the room, casts a cold silhouette. Daniel, she whispered, you're my only regret. And what happened next? The horrors that soon came to pass began with a scratch and a tap-tap on the glass. Daniel shot up in his bed, eyes opened wide. As the window slid open, his fears amplified. With a clacking of long, pointy nails, it finally came in. With large, bulging eyes, it was wiry and thin, with a grin on its face and skin covered in sores. It slithered about, yet walked on all fours. It weaved through the room, then it stopped by a table. Daniel tried to be brave, but he just wasn't able. It looked up with a smirk, that precocious old scamp, as it smashed to the ground a fragile old lamp. Immediate and with fury, the sounds of Mom coming fast. As she opened the door, she was shocked and aghast. The lamp lay in pieces on the floor by his cot. The hellion gone. Daniel looking most fraught. Mommy grabbed Daniel, holding fast to his arm. From the back of the room, there was cause for alarm. The creature snuck up behind her. The boy's heart filled with dread as the beast slit her throat and ripped off her head. The boy screamed a shrill scream that pierced through the night. With Mom's head like a melon, the fiend took a big bite. Mom's blood poured like wine. The creature's face filled with glee. At the crimson cascade, where her head used to be, Dad's footsteps were heard down the hall like a flash. It's Daddy, thought Daniel, to save me at last. The creature moved swiftly and grabbed Mom by her feet and stuffed her corpse in the closet, quite discreet. It ran to the bed, looking Daniel square in the eye, who was frozen with fear, not wanting to die. Dad's footsteps grew closer. The beast lowered its head as it wiggled and squirmed underneath Daniel's bed. It raised a claw to its lips and whispered a hush, lying in wait for dear Daddy, the lush. The door was flung open, and there in the frame stood Daddy, awake, searching for someone to blame. He took 3 wavering steps, strong whiskey on his breath, unaware of the monster or the sweet stench of death. With a lump in his throat, Daniel tried to cry out, to warn that a monster was roaming about. But before he could muster a cry or a word, dear Daddy looked down and flipped Daniel the bird. Keep it down, yelled his father, with a wheeze and a grunt. Go to sleep, you small shit. he said perfectly blunt. Daniel whimpered and sniffled and tried not to weep. From under the bed sprang the hand of the creep. It grabbed Dad by the ankle, sliced his heel tendon clean, while Daniel looked on at this terror obscene. Dad fell to the floor with a sickening thud, where he drowned the old wretch in a pool of his blood. 3 days had gone by before the police were sent in, due to the smell of stale blood and the bodies within. They trudged through the house filled with decay and sick rot, while they searched for the monster. They tried, but could not. The creature, of course, disappeared, not a trace. Then a smile appeared upon young Daniel's face. He looked down at the visceral carnage and thought, I've never felt closer to my dear Mom and Pop. Then he cried, and he sobbed. And who could blame the poor boy? But these weren't tears of sorrow. They were tears of pure joy. Police dragged him away up to Old Hammond Hill, to the hospital for crazies and the mentally ill, with his own private room and a view of the bay. Daniel sits on the floor, just rocking away, with a large toothy grin and a dead, vacant stare. We leave dear sweet Daniel in the cold, frigid air. Thank you.
Doc Foster, everybody. That was. First of all, what a chilling tale. Secondly, perfectly on theme for the evening. So thank you for that, Doc Foster.
Oh, my pleasure. Oh, let me put my interview glasses on real quick.
Okay.
Thank you.
So this was of course a scrolling sort of. What do you call this contraption that you've created?
Well, the
here?
technical term for this device is a cranky.
A cranky.
A cranky?
Yes, it is a large scroll of scrolling images to tell a story.
It's it's a great way to tell a story. Also, how did you keep all those rhymes in your head, Doc Foster?
They never stop. Memorization is key, just saying it over and over again until it's there forever.
Is this if this was obviously a very chilling tale? I wonder, is this something that you generally tell to adults, or would you also frighten the children with something along these lines?
Well, it is mostly for those age 13 and up due to its graphic content. However, I've seen small children in the audience, and they seem mostly unfazed.
Wonder why.
Yeah,
those are the ones you got to look out for.
Desensitized, really. I blame television.
Yeah.
Based on a true story, by the way, Doc?
Yes.
About
autobiographical.
Ah.
Yes.
So where
exactly
is
right.
he hanging out right now? Your monster. Like where?
Oh,
I don't get to know that.
I don't. He doesn't like to be talked about
There's
like
a lot
that.
Okay.
But he's always with me. But our
Right.
monsters are always with us, aren't they?
Yes.
By the way, let's hear it for Doc Foster's hat, everybody. I'm a big hat guy, and I think
Thank
Oh,
you.
see, I'm all about the waistcoat.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I mean, everything together is more than the sum of its parts.
Challenge accepted.
give me the perfect place for Doc Foster to perform. Now, we just talked to Sisters of Shadow. They like to perform in some sort of dungeon, some sort of basement dwelling, mortuary kind of situation. Where would the ideal place for the good doctor?
You know where I've always wanted to perform, but have not yet. I've always wanted to perform in a cemetery.
Let's do it.
I think that'd be most appropriate, but I
Let's
can
do
perform
it.
anywhere.
Why didn't we do this show in a cemetery?
This would we should have taken the whole act out into the
That's 10
cemetery.
degrees out, that's why.
That's right.
Ugh.
Doc Foster, I want to thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you
This
so
was
much.
an incredible show, and this was an incredible performance. And we're going to find out where you can find Doc Foster
I know.
next.
I want to hear another story.
Right, of course we do. We just give you a little taste, and then you can find out more later. But first, Doc Foster, if we may, another song, perhaps, from the Sorcerers of Rock, Boston Sorceresses of Rock. There they are. Let's hear it. It's the Sisters of Shadow.
Of the ocean where all hope sank, searching for you. I was moving through the silence without motion, waiting for you. In a room with a window in the corner, and I found truth. Shadow play, acting out your own death, knowing no more. As the assassins all grouped in 4 lines, dancing on the floor. I'm a cold steel odor, and their bodies made a move to connect. But I could only stare in disbelief as the crowds all left. I did everything I wanted to. I let them use you for their own ends. In the center of the city in the night, waiting for you. In the center of the city in the night, waiting for you.
Incredible. What an incredible evening this has been. We've got capes. We've got top hats. It's all too much. So here's what we're going to do. It's that time of the evening, everybody, where we gather everybody around and we do all our plugs because after all, Elsa, everybody's here for a reason. They want you to go to their shows. They want you to buy their products. So let's...
And to have fun and enjoy each other's company.
Yeah, of course, that's part of it, too.
Hear terrifying stories, listening to terrifying
a lot of
music.
money.
All right, Sisters of Shadow, come on over here. Nichole, Auclair, come over here.
This is our bread and butter.
A.K.A. Doc Foster, come on over here, and we'll get to everybody. Everybody, come on and join us on the couch, and we'll figure all this out. It's by the way, here's what I hope with not only with the Sisters of Shadow, but also with Doc Foster's Creepy Tales, is that we got a whole wave of occult activity happening in this town. I would really appreciate that. It's been a long time, decades, since we had to worry about teenage Satanists, and I'd love to start worrying about teenage Satanists again. So
Finally.
if this can be ground zero tonight, I would appreciate that. Go home and worship Satan a little bit. All right, let's do this. First of all, let's go over to the Heavy Leather Superstar Band.
Yeah, give us a shout out. Yeah, suck it up.
A lot of people are involved in that. You've got the
a lot
Gala
of
over
us.
there. You've got the
These
Fog
are the
Tones.
All-Stars.
You got
This is the
all kinds of
50th
things.
episode, right?
Yeah, it's the 50th episode. So
All-Star Week, baby.
Anniversary. Go ahead. Tell us what's happening with you, Iggy Fuzz.
We're coming up. We have a Heavy Leather All-Stars tour next week.
Nice.
Probably coming to your town. Google us.
Okay, good. Good job. All right, go ahead. Gala.
Oh! Gala US! Come check us out on Deadbeat Records. Buy our 7 inches. Stop by Hi-Fi Hepcat Press. Get all of our cassettes.
He's in the gala.
We're going to be in Salem at Opus January 13th with the Maxims and Pete Rossi. And also thanks to the Rodent Hour and Radio Free Brooklyn for playing our awesome new single, which is The Coolest.
The Gala, everybody. Strange Fuzz, by the way, be playing a big show next Wednesday.
Most likely, yes. It will really be us.
Most likely. We'll see.
Authentic Fuzz.
Go ahead, Fog Tones.
Can you hear me? Yes.
Yeah!
The Fog Tones, we're continuing our local male strip show tour this Friday night at PA's Lounge. Baby.
Incredible, everybody. All right, let's get to Sisters of Shadow. Where will you be haunting us next?
We have a tour coming up in January with St. Ripper. We're going to Rochester, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, New York City,
Right
January
on.
11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. Shout out to our friends in Somerville that are tuning in right now. Ann and Brian. Woo!
Incredible, everybody. The tour is happening, so catch these guys out on the road. And let's the wave of mutilation begin. Doc Foster, how about you?
Hopefully coming to a graveyard near you. No, I will be hosting the Puppet Slam, an evening of short-form puppetry performances at the Erisia Sci-Fi and Fantasy Convention, January 14th.
Right on.
Yeah!
By the way, can I tell you something? I went to Puppet Slam at the Brookline Puppet Showcase Theater, and I loved it. I couldn't get anybody to go with me. Everybody I asked said, I'm not going to see puppets, but I went and I had the beautiful time. So if you see a Puppet Slam happening, you should go to it. Am I right, Doc?
100%.
Boom. Nichole, Auclair, where will we find you next?
I'll be at Rally Point Pub and Inn in Foxborough on the 30th, which is Saturday, I believe. And then it's a show I'm running, so go to it because, there'll be more after that. And then January 13th, that's another super important one at Liz Diamond's Bar and Grill in Hopedale, Mass.
Hopetown, Mass, everybody. You ever throw anybody out of one of your shows?
I would never.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
We can
I would
go.
all the
We'll
time.
go.
I would all the time.
Challenge accepted.
If I was doing a show and he looks at somebody, I'd get out. That's what I would do. That's what Axl Rose does all the time. Throws people right out of there. Elsa Riot.
Elsa Riot will next be at Oberon this Friday, December 29th,
Oh my God.
at the Sailor Moon Shouju Spectacular Burlesque. I don't know.
Wow!
I don't know what camera I should be looking at, but it's that one. What's up?
That one. One of those. Wait a minute. What is Sailor Moon? Is some kind of anime?
Yeah, some kind of anime.
Best kind.
No.
All right. 90s. I'm showing my age.
Okay. All right. Sailor Moon,
It's
everybody.
basically it's like the female version of like Dragon Ball Z. It's like the counterpart.
That doesn't really help me. But okay. All right. Sailor Moon.
I don't
it's
know what
great.
to tell you, dude.
You'll love it.
Are you the Sailor
Right
Moon?
up your
Yeah,
alley.
I'm one of the Sailor Scouts. Sailor
Okay.
Venus.
Sailor Venus, everybody. Elsa Riot.
That's a pretty prestigious honor.
That is. That's like the number one. Is that the number one sailor?
That's up. She's up there. Yeah. I think.
Yeah.
She's a real cutie pie.
Are you guys doing? Are you sailors because you're on a ship or no?
No.
Do you wear sailor outfits?
That part's a big jump. I don't know how to explain that in less than 5 seconds.
All right,
Next
cool.
week. Next week.
All right, next
Yeah.
week.
I can bring you through the whole plot next week.
And I want all the bands that come on the show from now on to wear capes as well because I really,
New rule.
that
Yes.
really puts things
Yes.
over the top for us. What incredible what night next week all the way from Kane, Pennsylvania. The Mighty Thunder Skulls will be here.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I'm assuming. I think Pennsylvania's, dead from the snow, but maybe, hopefully, they'll get here. Right? Hasn't it? They have 83 inches in
Some of the
one day
state
or
is
something
still
crazy?
alive.
No, I was there a couple days ago. Is that all right?
It was fine? Okay. All right, good.
But that was a couple days ago.
Funny Lady Caitlin Arcan will be here. And a special band versus band edition of Banged Can Bonanza, everybody.
Wow!
Iggy Fuzz.
All right.
Strange Fuzz versus the Gala versus
That's pretty competitive.
the Mighty Thunder Skulls in a knockdown.
For a bonus, right? New Year's
Banged
bonus?
Can Bonanza. Yeah, and the winner might get a jar of duck sauce. I don't know, like an extra large
Wow!
jar of duck sauce. So who knows? So I want to thank everybody. This was the 50th episode. I was very happy to have all these wonderful people on with us. It was a fantastic show. Let's hope for 50 more. Jason, you can come over here and say this guy. Yeah, come
Jason.
here. Jason.
Hello.
This is the guy that keeps it all together.
That is me. That is me. I'm usually behind the scenes, but
guy that keeps the
I'm the
lights
glue
on.
that keeps it all together, I guess.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
He's
And that's it
available
for
every
us.
night.
We'll see you next week, everybody. By the way, don't forget to buy our T-shirts. HeavyLeatherForever.com. $15 you get Strange Fuzz buttons. And there they are.
Free buttons,
the most
baby.
dangerous band in this room, at least. The Heavy Leather All-Stars.
That's it. Thanks a lot. Good night.
You guys killed me. That was so awesome.
Nice. Let's all gather around for a group shot. Jason, get ready.
Get in group shots.